Well, I think they did pretty well without me anyway, so I don't have to worry too much in that score. Yeah, listen, it happens when you get to my age. You might have a few problems. Hopefully, it never happens to you. I'm sure it never will. But I'm getting there.
Hi again, folks. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. Zinder here with John to go through everything Celtic. And I just, first of all, want to thank John for covering for me the last couple of podcasts. Done a brilliant job, John. Thank you very much. I was not well for a few days, but I'm okay now. So I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much for covering us. Competition, get your correct score guess in for the Dundee United game on Saturday. Get your guess in just now for that in the comments. Correct score league table on your left hand side, one guess each into the comments. If you're not in that league table and you want to join the league table, just let me know in the comment section and I'll add you to that league table. Right, let's say hello to our John. How are you doing, John?
Alright, how are you, Xander?
I'm okay, John. It's good to be back talking about the old Celtic, and there's a lot to get through. I mean, I've not been on for a week now. Well, you were on a week ago, I've not been on for 2 weeks. But there is a lot to get through, John, an awful lot to get through, so let's get right into it. Let's start with Alistair Johnston. He's picked up an injury, hasn't he? So there's a bonus in disguise there, John, because he's still going to be at Celtic after the transfer window, because his injury is going to take him into after the transfer window closes. But Alistair picking up another injury, John. Not great news, but at least he's going to be here until Christmas at least.
Well, I hope we can get some use of him. I hope he gets back in time, for at least to take us up to Christmas. I think Martin O'Neill says it could be missing September, which is still quite a lengthy spell to be injured in it. That's 6 weeks, over 6 weeks.
Aye. From what I've heard, it could be 3 to 4 weeks, but it could go to the 6 weeks, John. We just don't know. But he's out anyway. But he is going to be here until the January transfer window opens, which is a bonus in itself. But we do need to get another right back in as soon as possible.
Aye, we need to get another left back in, I know. But right now, as we speak, definitely need another right back in pronto, because we've got Ralston and Donovan. I just don't think any of them are, I hate saying it, but they're no Celtic quality. Donovan, of course, still a young guy, and he plenty of time for him to develop, get better. I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
For going into the Champions League, fighting for the league again, we need better.
Yeah, we need cover. We definitely need more cover, more quality in those areas. I know that Ralston's good cover, Donovan's good cover, but we need that Alistair Johnston level in the door as soon as possible to cover Alistair being out injured. So we need to at least look at the loan markets and try and get a loan right back in to cover us up until Alistair's back. And then, of course, we need something more permanent in January once Alistair Johnston leaves, if indeed he does leave. Right, that covers him then, John. He's done dusted Alistair. Speedy recovery to him. Obviously, the rumours still circulating about Greg Taylor coming back to the club, John. You just mentioned it a minute ago. We've only got one left back. We do need cover on the left back position as well, but I think you'd be quite happy with Greg Taylor coming back.
I liked him. I think Ange got the best out of Greg Taylor, didn't he?
Yeah.
Turned him into a crank wheel left back. The kind of inverted role that he played, he was fantastic at it.
Yeah.
I would welcome Greg Taylor back. Kind of miss him not being there, Greg Taylor. I did like Greg Taylor. I think he was harshly criticised by some Celtic fans. I don't think that was warranted. I think it was a bit over the top, the criticism the wee man got.
So he was a tremendous left back for us, John, and I'd love to see him come back to the club. I don't know if he's already signed for another club or not yet. I think he is still available, but the rumours are still circulating. But yeah, Greg Taylor is a quality left back, John. He'd be a good backup as well. And what I don't understand about that rumour is, he left Celtic because Kieran was coming and he wasn't going to be getting first team football. Now there's rumours of him coming back, even though Kieran Tierney's still there. So that's a strange one in itself. But to have Greg Taylor and Kieran Tierney at Celtic would be fantastic.
I definitely like Greg Taylor. Kieran Tierney's good as well, of course. But the big one we missed out on was Sriracha, wasn't it? I think the Celtic board, a huge error there, no bringing him in. Could have had him for an absolute song. Still gutted with that one.
Yeah, still gutted with that. And Araujo, no at the club. Brilliant player, Araujo. What a character as well. He would be ample cover for Alistair Johnson, wouldn't he, Araujo? But that's not going to happen. Okay, let's move on. Arna Engels, John, he's more or less away and he's going through his medical probably as we speak. But it looks as though he's away. Our dynamic midfielder is no longer our midfielder. He's going to be going to West Ham United for a fee between 25 and 30 million. We don't know exactly how much it is, but it's going to be a big fee anyway for Celtic.
Well, I'm glad anyway. I'd rather have the money than Engels. I just hope Celtic spend it well, bringing in a quality replacement. They really need a quality replacement. Well, as you know, it's no secret I was never a fan of Arne Engels. I've said it umpteen times on here. But I thought the last 7 games of the season and the start of this season, I thought it was tremendous. But he never showed that kind of quality all through the time he was at Celtic up until that point, the last 7 games of the season and the last few games of this season. But look, we're getting that kind of money from. We should be able to find somebody just as good. The Celtic got him for, was it 9 million or something?
Yeah.
I mean, spend another 9-10 million quid bringing in another quality central midfielder, which I'm sure we will do. It's no all doom and gloom. I'm sure he'll be replaced. Me personally, I don't think it'd be hard to replace him. You maybe don't get the same type of player, box to. So, yeah, he was supposed to be a box to box type player. I just never rated the guy, to be honest with you. Never showed enough for the price that Celtic paid for him. That's my thoughts on Arne Engels.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with you on that, John. But as you say, the last 10 games he's played for Celtic, he's been brilliant. Dug us out a hole, of course, winning the league in the start of this season. Brilliant as well. Of course, we've got a midfielder in the door, didn't we, John? We got Mika Bauer in the door, 6.5 million. Playmaker, midfielder, John. Well, supposed to be a playmaker. Let's hope he is, because we need strength and quality in that midfield. Mika Bauer, of course, the German midfielder. We don't know much about him. We'll see, hopefully, a wee bit of him on Saturday when we kick off against Dundee United, because Arne Engels is away, so there's a chance for him to start in that one. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I think Mika Bauer is another player in the door at least, John, and by all accounts, he's a top quality midfielder. You know, we will find out once he kicks a ball for Celtic, of course, John. But, you know, Arna's out the door, Mika Bauer in the door.
I think just laughing there, kicks a ball.
We've all done that. But one in, one out, John. I think I'm looking forward to seeing this boy. I've heard some brilliant reports and some brilliant comments on this Mika Bauer midfielder. We don't know if he's going to get a game from the start against Dundee United. Of course, we still have Rio Hatate there. We still have Luke McCowan there, of course. And of course, Oxlade Chamberlain still there at the club, John, with Callum McGregor. So we've still got options there, and now that's another one added, Mika Bauer. But I think we still need another 1 or 2 midfielders in the door.
I don't think Bauer's the same type of player as Engels. He's short as well. He's not that tall. So we've lost a bit of height in the team. And that's no good. That's no good, especially playing in Scotland, because you look all around all the Scottish clubs. You look at the centre of the park; they're all big, 6'2", 6'3" players, built like tanks. So I'm surprised bringing him in as a central midfielder. He's only a wee guy, and he's young. Up against these big bruisers that play for Aberdeen and all that, Kilmarnock and whatever. Need a bit more muscle in the team, I think.
Arne Engels had the strength and the height, didn't he? But I think this boy's brought in as a sort of Rio Hatate type player, you know, to spray the passes around, that kind of thing. As you say, totally different type of midfielder. And we're not finished our business yet. Celtic are with us. There's also rumours floating about for all sorts of players just now. You know, the fans seem to be a bit mellowed down now with the players beginning to come into the door slowly, I suppose. Obviously, we had your man Casper Who, John, in the door, scoring a hat trick last week against Kilmarnock. He's settled in nicely, of course. Duran is another one, settled in nicely, another decent player. So a couple in the door now. We've got Bauer in the door, and of course, we've not mentioned yet, John, Hassan, the right winger. I think it's around about a fee of 9 million we've signed for Hassan. He can play on the left as well. By all accounts, he's a very decent player as well.
I mind seeing him in the World Cup against Argentina. That game they kind of stood out. Look, he's a good player, him. Don't know much about him apart from what I've seen at the World Cup, but he looked decent at the World Cup. By the way, on Bauer, I mean, he's two-footed as well. Naturally two-footed like Lubo Moravcik. So that's a good thing, You buy players on either side. Don't know what foot he's going to get by. So you've got that side of him as well. The two-footed side. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's supposed to be a really good player. Just lacking a bit of height, but height doesn't always win you games, as we've seen with Celtic over the last 15 years, the success we've had.
Yeah, of course, it's nothing to do. Height's good for defending and corner kicks when we're trying to score goals. Yeah, of course, but it's, as you say, John, it's all about that dynamic play in the midfield. If he's anything like Lubo Moravcik, then he would be an outstanding signing. Obviously, you're not saying that, John, but Lubo Moravcik was two-footed, and if we can get half the player that Lubo was, that would be fantastic. We paid a lot of money for him, John. That's £6.5 million out the coffers for Celtic. That's a lot of money for us. So he must have something about Martin O'Neill. Obviously got a good eye for a player as well. So that would be Bauer in the door, Hassan in the door, Duran in the door, and Casper Who in the door, John. So that's, with any luck, 4 top quality signings.
Aye, Arnie Engels just about paid for them, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just about.
Aye, so I am looking forward to seeing them. Obviously, we've got the Dundee United game. You might get a look at both of them. Obviously, we've seen Casper Who and we've seen Duran. 2 very, very decent players. I think Duran's wasted it on the wing right enough. I think he's a striker. He would bag us quite a few goals. I've no fear about that at all. But he's playing out in the wing right now. I don't think he looks happy out there.
I know we're no body language experts, but I did notice he wasn't happy coming off against Kilmarnock last week. He's playing out of position. Who would be happy with that? But he's putting in his effort for the team, isn't he? But of course, Hassan has came in, John. He's a right winger. He'll go straight out there, I think, which would free up Duran, John. Don't know if he'd play from the start, if he'd be on the bench, or if you can put him out in the left. We just don't know what Martin's got planned for Duran, but he's too good a player to leave out the team.
This is it. I mean, it's a dilemma. You've brought in 4 players. Celtic fans want to see them all starting. They want a good look at them. That's not going to happen. Is he going to drop Duran for Hassan? I think he will. I definitely think he will. Yeah, if that's the case, I feel bad for Duran because he's a cracking striker. We've seen him in the 3 friendlies. He was fantastic, scored in every one of them. I think that boy can feel hard done by, but look, we'll wait and see. That's all we can do right now. I have no idea what Martin's plans are, but I think Hassan will start. I think he'll be straight on, right out on that right hand side, because we've desperately missed a proper winger out there.
Yeah, we have, of course. I mean, we've put Chopman changing Yang on the left, on the right. That has to stop. We have to get a settled player, you're right, John. But of course, I did say a couple of minutes ago that Hassan can play on the left as well. We might put him on the left and keep Bauer on the right. We just, no Bauer, sorry. Duran on the right, John. So we don't know. We don't know what Martin's going to do and what the coaches are planning just now. We'll wait and see in a few hours, John, when the game kicks off, I suppose. But it's just good to see fresh blood coming out of the club.
Definitely. I mean, you're not going to see guys like Luke McCown coming on as substitutes that much these days, are you? With the new players coming in. But you might, I don't know, Arnie Engels is left, isn't he? So you might still see that. Rio Hatate, no news in him joining a new club yet. I'm surprised with that. I thought he'd have been well gone. Martin doesn't fancy him at all. So that's, to me, that's a surprise he's still there. But will he be away before the window closes, do you think?
I think it's more or less guaranteed that Rio will be out of the club. That'll be the last of our Japanese players, of course, if he leaves the club, who every single one of them done a fantastic job for us, winning this trophy after trophy. It'd be quite sad to see our final Japanese superstar leave the club, John, but you never know, he may still be there. You know, it's all went quiet on the Rio Hatate front, so he might still be there. And we do need players in the midfield, you know, as backup at least, you know, and Rio Hatate would be a top quality backup player.
Aye, I like Rio Hatate, I've got to admit. I mean, the last year and a half, he's not been the best. Been pretty poor, to be honest with you. But you know that he's got that quality in him. He is a quality player. But it just seemed to me that it was only Ange Postecoglou that could get the best out of him. Because since Ange Postecoglou left, we've never seen the same Rio Hatate after that, have we?
No, I suppose that's a bit right, John. He's sort of a fell away the last season or so, maybe a bit longer than that, and that's why he's not getting a game. You know, there's no, the facts are on the park, John. You see it on the park. He's been dropped for a reason, and Martin O'Neill has dropped him, so he's got to buck up his ideas if he wants to try and get back into the team, or is that a decision already been made on Rio Hatate? Only time will tell, John. Right, John, let's get into the comedy section. The results that have came flying in over the last few days and last weekend, right? We'll start with last weekend's results. I'm sorry I'm laughing because, you know, we went through it ourselves, John, didn't we, as Celtic supporters? All the, you know, the bad results we got in the 90s. I know we've went on and on about the 90s in this channel umpteen times, John, but you know they'd be laughing at us, let's put it that way, John. And it all started last weekend, didn't it, when Hibs went to Ibrox and got the 2-1 win at Ibrox. Absolutely fantastic result for Hibs and David Gray. But you know, that's, you know, the start of their downfall. They're in a bad way, John. They have been in a bad way for a long time. And by the way, we can talk about all the rivals clubs that we play. We'll talk about Rangers, we'll talk about Motherwell, Hibs, Hearts, we'll talk about them all, Dundee United. We're talking about Rangers at this moment. 2-1 loss to Hibs last weekend, John. Derek McInnes, the wee bigot, not off to a great start there. And of course, the weekend before that, the 1-each draw against Dundee United. So that was funny in itself. The one loss, sorry, and the one draw in the league, still not won a game. We just hope that continues in the league and continues in the cup this weekend.
Aye, if it does continue in the cup this weekend, he could be in trouble. That's no joke. If he loses to St Mirren, if St Mirren managed to put them out that cup, he's in big trouble. I don't think the board will put up with that. You know what they're like for managers.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? They'll take anybody on. They'll take McInnes. So the guys won one trophy in 20 years of managing, and that was against Inverness at Celtic Park. One trophy, the League Cup against Inverness. That's his success, and they actually brought that into their club.
Well, the more errors they make, judgment errors they make, you know, you had your previous managers that Rangers have signed, and every one of these managers that they sign, John, they have to pay them off. It costs them money. And not just the managers, but the backroom staff as well. So it's costing the Rangers board millions of pounds to pay these guys off, right? So the more that happens, the merrier as far as I'm concerned. But what a start for Derek McInnes. As I say, the wee bigot, the wee guy that got his Hearts team out of Celtic Park as quick as possible. No dignity, no class about any of his teams, John. And that's still continued, by the way. It's still blaming referees for the Hibs loss. He's blaming referees for the Dundee United draw. And then we'll get on to the Jag-Elonia game the other night, or last night, was it, John? Thursday, yeah. That was funny, John, because that is minnows they were playing. The Polish Partick Thistle, I think they've been called. What an embarrassment, John. That is an absolute embarrassment, getting put out by Jag-Elonia. Okay, maybe a semi-decent team. But, they shouldn't be getting knocked out by a team like Jagiellonia.
They might be a semi-decent team, but they played them off the park. I thought they looked good. They should have won that game comfortably at Ibrox. So, look, there's no shame in losing to a better team, is there?
No, no shame in getting knocked out of the Europa League, John. No shame in it at all. to a team like Barcelona. Jagiellonia, sorry. No, John, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. And what I'm actually annoyed about, right, I'm going to go on a rant here, is why are they still in Europe? They get knocked out to a team of minnows like Jagiellonia. No offence to Jagiellonia, they've done brilliant. But to get knocked out and then still be in Europe after that, John, that just boils my blood.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just the strange rules in Europe now. If you get knocked out of a competition, you get into another competition. That's aye. Well, we might need to rely on that ourselves, depending on how we get on in the Champions League playoff. But that's just the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it, but it is quite annoying, isn't it? If you're out of Europe, when you're knocked out of the competition that you're in, there's no way you should be getting put into another competition. That's just, to me, it doesn't sit with me. It never has sat with me. And don't get me wrong, I accept it myself when it happens with Celtic, but when you size it all up, going into another competition after getting knocked out of a competition, it doesn't sit with me. You know what I mean, Santa? It's just wrong, that.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, John, I saw one get knocked out of the Champions League and then dropped into UEFA Cup. That's been happening for years. That's fair enough. That's the top competition in Europe, and then they give you a wee second chance into the second tier competition in Europe. But to be put into now a third tier competition in Europe when you're knocked out the second tier doesn't sit right with me, John. They should be out of Europe, and that's it. And they now get a chance, John, to have a actually good chance to get to a quarter final or semi final. I know we're talking about Rangers here and they're dire, right? But it's a Conference League, John, the Conference Cup. Teams like Jagiellonia and smaller teams like that can go far in this cup, so they've got a chance of going far if they get their house in order.
Aye, well, every team's got a chance in the Conference League. This is the Conference League we're talking about here. If you win the Conference League, I mean, what would you rather win, the Conference League or the Scottish Premier League? I know what I would have, and it's certainly not the Conference League. Yeah,
because the winning the Scottish League gives you £40 million Champions League money. The Conference League gives you nothing, absolutely nothing, John. But they should be out of Europe, especially if you get knocked out of the lower competition. That's when you should be knocked out, John. But anyway, as you say, there's nothing we can do about it. It's just funny. Did you hear the boos, John? I think you've heard that, the very, very loud boos. That's the loudest I think I've heard it in years. And there's been a lot of boos, trust me, at that stadium. I can't see if McInnes gets knocked out the cup on Sunday. I think he's out of job, McInnes.
I don't know if he's out of job, but he should be worried and concerned, because if he loses that, he's under a lot of pressure. I think you give him another. If he loses it, I'm not saying they will lose it, I don't know, but if he does lose it, I think he gets another game. And it's against, what they call it again? I can't remember what they're called, the team they're playing in the Conference League playoff. But if it starts with a J, can't remember what they're called though. It's no Jagiellonia.
Next Thursday, is that, John? Because they play in Europe next week already.
Aye, Thursday, aye. They're playing Thursday.
Right, they play next Thursday. Let's be second, John. I'll get that for you because I'm in that website just now. Next Thursday, the Rangers play. There's a lot of European ties, quite a lot there. And they scroll away down to get to the lower competitions. Jablonec,
that's it. Aye. I knew it began with a J. I've heard of them. I'd never heard of Jagiellonia, by the way, but I'd definitely heard of Jablonec.
Yeah, I've heard of Jablonec. Hibs have got Genk. That'll be a tough one for them.
Aye.
I suppose. Yeah, that's all Conference Cup games. Good luck to Hibs because they've they deserve to be where they are, Hibs, and they've got a very tough tie against Genk. Motherwell, again, deserve to be there, but, they're out, aren't they, John? They, you never know, but they play the last year's finalists, Freiburg, so I think it's tatty bye for Motherwell also.
No idea. But I heard the guy in Radio Clyde screaming about Motherwell tonight, how brilliant they were against HJK. Like, good luck to Motherwell. I mean, I don't like them after their, being cheerleaders for Hearts last season. Their fans loving it, cheering for Hearts. So I kind of went off them a wee bit. But look, it all boils down to one thing. They're a Scottish team and they're doing well. And if it's a Scottish team doing well in Europe, I'll get behind them. I hope they continue. Unless it's Hearts or Sefco, that is. We just laugh at them.
Yeah. Of course, Hearts get knocked out by who was it? Who was it they got knocked out? Wasn't it Braga? It was
Benfica.
Benfica, yeah, that's it. Braga. Do you want another laugh, John?
That's one of the players in it, Braga.
Yeah, it's supposed to be linked with Celtic also. I'll give you another laugh before we move on. The BBC's report on Shankman's opener against Jagiellonia. So the BBC's reports when Rangers scored their penalty, that was never a penalty, by the way. But anyway, when Shankman scores the penalty, the BBC report pops up. Shankman opens account for Rangers. Rangers 1, Jagiellonia 0. A dream moment for Lawrence Shankland, scoring his first goal for his boyhood club from the penalty spot. The first of many for the Scotland striker.
Was that? Does it say at the bottom, signed Mrs. Shankland?
No, this is what we're having to put up with, John, in this country. Because he scores a penalty against Minnals at Ibrox and they still get knocked out. The BBC, John, you can always guarantee the BBC will give you a laugh at some point.
Well, look, we know what's going on with the BBC, all blue noses. We know that. There's some kind of Masonic club there or something like that. Some funny handshake to get in there. You're guaranteed that's the case. Something's never added up with that BBC for me. It's BBC Scotland, I mean the sports.
Yeah, sports.
They're just a funny mob. Watching that Kilmarnock game, you had Dodds, McCann, and big broad clubfoot.
Is that their management team? Is it? Well, I was listening to a bit of that coming down the road there, John, and I was thinking I couldn't care less who wins it, because you look at the managers in either team. McCann, another wee guy, can't handle Celtic beating them. And who's the other one? The wee Milky Bar kid, who is it again?
Naismith.
Naismith, that's him. Aye. So I couldn't care less who wins it, to be honest with you. What's the score, John, by the way? What's the score?
It's 2 each right now.
Right, okay. Right, fair play. Alright, John, so I've had a laugh at them getting knocked out of Europe. Boo boys everywhere, angry bears all over the place. Whereas let's have a wee look at Celtic on the other hand. There, John.
Doorbells.
And we're flying just now. I know it's early in the season, right? We can't take anything for granted, right? We can't go shouting our mouth off about how good Celtic are. It's 2 games gone. We've won 2 games. We're still to play in Europe for all that kind of stuff, John. I understand that, right? But we'd rather be in our position than Rangers' position. Let's put it that way. Well, our new boy last weekend, John, scored a hat-trick against Kilmarnock, at Rugby Park. It was a great performance. I know the first 20 minutes was a wee bit sticky, but we still managed to get a goal, didn't we? But what a performance from the new boy, John, bagging a hat-trick.
I thought he did well. I thought Kilmarnock defensively were really poor. It was a really open game. So there was chances for Celtic strikers to get in on the score sheet. I think just Kilmarnock were just too open. It was too easy to get in behind them. But you've got to hand it to big Casper Ho, whatever his name is. You've got to hand it to him. He was in the right places at the right time. Couple of headers at the back post, either side of the posts. One at the left post, one at the right post. And a beautiful wee curl finish into the bottom corner. 3 nice finishes. Gives the big man that confidence, doesn't it? He looks like a guy that's going to go on and score a few goals. That'll give him a huge lift. Wouldn't be surprised if he bangs in a double against United.
Yeah, that'd be lovely just to see him getting off the mark, well and truly off the mark. If he scores 1 or 2 against United, that'd be lovely. But, you know, as you say, John, Casper Holt, 2nd minute, 33rd minute, 35th minute hat trick. Then Iden popped up with a goal early in the second half to make it 4. Now, then Larsson scored against us. Believe it or not, Larsson scored against Celtic for Kilmarnock to make it 4-1, and then Mike McKeown in the 75th minute to make it 5-1. That was the final score last weekend. Kilmarnock surface, John, was absolutely lovely.
1.5 million well spent on the hybrid pitch. That's the same in the pitch as Celtic Park. So look, big round of applause. Take my hat off to Kilmarnock, well done, and getting rid of that dreadful plastic surface they had and replaced it with a top quality pitch. It looked fantastic. The Celtic players were raving about how good it was as well, so well done Kilmarnock. Good to see the back of that absolute joke that used to be there.
Yeah, that's it, John. It was an absolute bowling green. It was lovely. It was actually lovely. 33 shots and 16 on target against Kilmarnock, John. That was the forward players were really on fire, weren't they? But it could have been a cricket score.
It could have been. It was a very open game. By the way, 3-2 to Kilmarnock. That's the last minute of the game. Kilmarnock scored. BBC Rangers on the bench, loving it. Big Kurt Broadfoot, whatever happened to him? How did he appear on the bench?
Job for the boys.
Aye, big Kurt Broadfoot was what a dreadful player he was.
Aye, was aye. And they, I mean, once they come up against a half decent team, John, they'll lose games. McCann has lost it there, and that's like many goals. That's another 2 of the night. That was 5 against Celtic. That was 4 against St Johnstone. Ronaldo, so 11 goals in 3 games. That's a very leaky defence they've got there. But anyway, John, doesn't matter with them. Doesn't matter. Let's get into the big preview then. Big preview of the Dundee United game on Saturday, John. League Cup game. Gives us a wee break from the league. And we have a European tie coming up soon as well, John, didn't it? So I don't know if he's going to rest players, Martin O'Neill. And by the way, Martin O'Neill, good to see him back. I put the interview on earlier today, the Martin O'Neill press conference. Good to see Martin O'Neill back where he belongs, managing Celtic.
Aye, I don't think he's going to be there for the United game, right enough. I think he says that in his press conference. I'm sure he says that. But
yeah, but at least he's feeling good enough to do the press stuff, John, and everything else. At least he's back out and about, out on his feet, doing some Celtic stuff, John. As you know, going to be on the bench, as you know, that's a shame. But me and Maloney done a good job last week, I suppose.
Aye. I think we shown he took care of the team well. Good instructions. I think Celtic were a wee bit open. It was a kind of end-to-end game, wasn't it, the first half of that game? Yeah. But Celtic capitalised on Kilmarnock's openness. They decided to attack Celtic. That was a bad error on their part. Celtic carved them open like a can of, I was going to say beans, but that's too, everybody uses that one, so we'll say corned beef.
Carve them open like a tin of corned beef. Sounds good to me.
Corned beef? Well, I can't have had corned beef for years. When was the last time you had corned beef?
I don't know, can I tell you, John? A long time ago. You still get it, do you? I don't know.
I don't know, I like corned beef. I used to have that with my pieces.
Corned beef.
I used to have corned beef with brown sauce on it, lovely.
Nah, I wasn't a corned beef fan, John, if you know what I mean.
Oh, corned beef, a couple of tomatoes thrown on it, a bit of brown sauce, beautiful.
There you go, yeah. Carved them up like a turkey, maybe.
This Kurt Broadfoot got to do with it.
Oh dear.
Poor Kurt Broadfoot. I mean, I've not seen him in years, but then I see him and it's so all of a sudden it's so. I just seen his face and just burst out laughing for some reason.
Aye, it was a joke when he played against Celtic with the Broadfoot. Right, John, let's get into this big game then, because it is quite a big game. It's first cup game for us, John. First cup game, of course. If we have any aspirations of a treble, we would need to beat Dundee United away from home. Of course, Rangers get the home tie, we get the away tie, happens every single. And by the way, I wanted to mention that on the podcast before I felt ill. I wanted to bring this up. That is, in fact, if I still got the figures, I think it's something like 11 ties in a row, John, they've had at Ibrox. Now, I looked at the odds on it, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like 1,248 to 1 to get 11 home ties drawn out of a hat in a row. 11 in a row, John. I think their record's 14, and they're only 3 away from that now. Unbelievable, John. 11 home cup ties drawn out the hat in a row. What do you think of that?
I think we spoke about it not that long ago, about all the home games that they get in the cup. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's actually unbelievable that thinking about it. 11 home ties in a row in the cup. Son, I've never heard of that. You say the record's 14. Who was that? Who held that record?
Rangers.
Probably them.
Yeah.
Was it them, aye?
Yeah, it was them, yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, I think the old weighted ball is in there. Weighted or something like that. Maybe get I don't know, a rough edges on it or something.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. And I was going to bring that up when they got drawn against St Mirren. And obviously, I was on myself and then you were on yourself, John. So we didn't get the chance to actually chat about it. It's unreal, John. It's actually unreal. And by the way, it might be 10, might be 11. I can't remember because I've not got my notes with me. I'm sitting in the car just now. But it's bad anyway, whatever it is. And the odds, when I looked at the odds for that, 1,230-41, something like that. Anyway, John, let's get into this Dundee United game because we're away from home. It is a 5:45 kick-off game. It's on Premier Sports. Stephen McLean, he is the referee for this particular fixture, and Greg Aitken, he is on the VAR. And by the way, John, I wanted to bring that up as well. When I was thinking about the VAR, right? The Rangers fans go off their head about VAR. No longer can they just, blame things on honest mistakes. Things are now getting looked back on VAR, scrutinised. The correct decisions now got to be called because FIFA's watching, UEFA's watching. The correct calls have now got to be made with VAR, John. But in the olden days, they could just put it down to honest mistakes. Thank God their days are over.
Aye. Sorry, I was watching the game.
Right. I'll come back at full time.
I think somebody get kicked in the nuts. Why the Kilmarnock players get kicked right in the nuts right at the end. Big stramash. What you say? You want to go through that again?
The local derby. No, John, I was just saying the VAR coming in.
Aye, the VAR, that's what you're talking about. No, look, yeah. They can complain to the blue in the face. Well, they're blue in the face with their tights, they always were. VAR was brought in to eradicate all that honest mistakes garbage, and it's worked, and they don't like it because before VAR they were getting away with murder. I was going to say blue murder, but then again, same with the tights. But they were getting away with it for years. We all know that. It was decades and decades, over a century, of them getting away with absolute murder on the park. And now that fairness has been brought in, they can't stand it. They got away with it for years. We've seen it, Xander. And we've questioned it for how many years? Since I started watching the game, and before I was even born, they were talking about it. But now that this fairness has been brought in, all their fans are in uproar and they want rid of it. They're calling Celtic the VAR champions and all that. That's fair enough. We get to laugh at them. They get to greet and hide, and we get to laugh at them. So fairness is brought in, and they're made to look like the Diddy team that they've always been. They've always been a Diddy team. They cheated through their 9 in a row as well. We haven't forgot that when they went into liquidation and became a new club, came back as a tribute act. That's what cheating gets you. And they've always been cheats. They know they have, we know they have, and now justice has come around. Or fairness has been brought into the game and they don't like it. Tough.
Yeah. Yeah, tough. Yeah, a very poor tribute act, by the way. And the honest mistakes, John. We've not heard of any honest mistakes since his Vals came in. And I think they can't handle it. As you say, John, they cannot handle the fact that VAR is in our game. Because, a Rangers player 3 yards offside and the goal's given, it's an honest mistake, isn't it? That was always the honest mistakes, wasn't it? And it happened every single weekend. And now, as you say, fairness has came in, John. So, sorry, John, that's all we ever wanted was fairness in the game.
Aye. And hopefully it's here. Look, we're seeing some dodgy decisions with VAR as well, don't get me wrong. But did you notice how Tavernier's penalties dried up when VAR came in?
Exactly. Yeah.
If you wanted a good gauge of how VAR actually works, that's it. Many penalties did he score for them?
Can't remember the figures, John, but it was
a lot.
74 or something, wasn't it?
It was in the 70s, aye.
Aye.
And when VAR came in, you're lucky if you had half a dozen.
I think there was a season, John, they didn't get a penalty in the last 3 years since VAR's came in. I think one of these seasons they didn't get one single penalty.
Right.
So
well, that's your gauge right there. That is your gauge right there. When VAR came in, the penalties dried up for them, and Tavernier left. Boo-hoo. Cheerio, Tav. What a captain he was there.
Yeah, that's it. All right, John, and they're missing him, by the way. They're really missing him, believe it or not. But let's get into this Dundee United game then, John, because we can go on and on talking about them and laughing at them all night, but we need to start talking about the champions, John. Let's talk about the champions then. And it's I went through the referees there, John, didn't I? I went through, Stephen McLean and Greg Aitken on the VAR. The odds for this one's 1-2 Celtic, John. That's 1-2. Some bookmakers are offering 1-3. I think I'd go with the 1-2 if I was them. But anyway, the draw 4-1 and Dundee United is just over 3-1. So no bad odds, I suppose, there for Dundee United, John, between 3 and 41 at home.
Aye, it's pretty good. They've beat Celtic the last 2 times we've played them up there, but you've got to take into account as the pitch, the state the pitch was in. There's Mark Manil bringing it up again. But look, it's true, the pitch was unplayable. There's no way a professional game should be played on a surface like that. It's no 1975. They should have played the games there with that pitch last season at Dens Park. What is it, 50 yards away? Across the street, walk across the road and you're at a perfect pitch. I mean, for having a professional team playing on a surface like that, and Dundee United, I like Dundee United, you know, I've always liked them. I've always been my second team, but nowhere near the level I love Celtic, nowhere near it. And if you ask me, Dundee United should have been deducted points for the state of that pitch for the 2 games we played on it. They should have been deducted points for it. It's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the one Martin O'Neill kept going on about, wasn't it? Was the Dundee United part last season. He thought that was once we lost that game, that was our chances were not gone, but it was going to be very difficult. But he still managed to turn it around. What is the park like now, John? Have you heard any news on the condition of the park for the start of this season? I take it it's like a bowling green.
Aye, it's nice, aye. Aye, it's definitely nice. There's nothing wrong with the pitch now. So the Sefco went up there and played on it. It was nice. So there's no complaints now.
Okay, right, fair play. Okay, as I say, John, it's a cup game, so this gives us a wee break from the league. But, we still want to win it, of course. The game could potentially go to extra time and penalties also because it's a cup game. But, John, Dundee United, they're on form as well, John. Of course, they beat... who was it? Was it St Johnstone? They beat St Johnstone, I'm sure it was.
And Hearts.
Oh, did they? And they drew with Dundee United. They drew with, who was the other one they drew with? They drew with somebody at the start of the season. Can't remember.
Rangers.
Rangers, that's what it was. Yeah. They drew
with Sefco and then they get pumped 4-0 with Hearts.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they beat with Hearts, and that was a dreadful result for Dundee United. So we're hoping that their heads will be down a wee bit with Celtic coming to town on Saturday, and of course they've played the League Cup games as well, haven't they? So they've got more game time in their legs than Celtic, haven't they? So, but I think we're nearly up to speed anyway, John. The players that have came in, the new boys that have all come in, they've all played competitive games, so they're up to speed as well, which is fantastic, John. I'll quickly run through the Dundee United starting 11, the predicted 11 for me, and that gives you a wee half a minute, John, to think about what you think the Celtic lineup's going to be. So with Thompson in goal, then Namo, Johnston. Sorry, I'll start again. Sorry, that's the players that are out. It's going to be Malton in goals, Rollins, Forbes, Esselink, Ferry, Tate, Camera, Sevils, Randall, Sapsford and Rose up front for Dundee United. And I've got a couple out, John, I mentioned them there. Thompson and Namo both out for Dundee United. So they've got a couple of injuries, but nothing too much to worry about from there, John. They've still got quite a strong squad there.
They're a half decent team, Dundee United.
Mm-hmm.
But don't know how much that defeat against Hearts will be sticking in our throats. 4-0. Was it? I think it was 4-0. It's a scalping, you know.
Yeah.
It
was a Tynecastle though, John, wasn't it?
It was at Tynecastle, but that's Hearts are no great shakes. I thought they were decent last night actually against Benfica, Hearts. But anyway, Celtic team. Sinisalo, Vickers, Trusty, Kieran Tierney, and Donovan.
Yeah.
Centre of the park, Callum McGregor, new boy Boa, Rocky Balboa,
yeah.
And Nygren.
Yeah.
Up front, it gets tricky, doesn't it? Because of the new signings.
Yeah, it does.
Up front, you've got to go for the big man Casper after his hat trick last week.
Yeah.
I'll go for Hassan on the right hand side. And who are we going to have on the left? I'll go for Yang on the left.
Yeah, I think it'll be Yang. I agree with you, John. I actually agree with that. The only thing I maybe disagree with is your man on the right, Hassan. Maybe no, throw him in so early and start with a Forrest or a Duran, possibly, John. But we don't know. We're just guessing at this point. We'll wait and see an hour before kick-off on Saturday. But that sounds good to me, John. I think Hassan could start, and I think unless it's Tannadice, I think it'll be Yang on the left, which means Duran would be dropped, John. If that's the case, I feel sorry for the boy.
I says that to you earlier. I feel sorry for Duran. You know, he shouldn't be on the right hand side playing. He's a striker, and he's a good striker. I really don't know what Casper Ho, obviously after the game against Dundee, he struggled. Casper Ho put a lot of shots wide. He missed a lot of easy chances. But he rectified that with the Kilmarnock game, buying him in for fun. He could have had 6 goals himself. But after Duran, I think he can feel hard done by. I don't know. He might start with Duran instead of Casper Ho and bring Ho on as who. His name's Who, and bring him on as a substitute. It just sounds funny saying Who. I mean, it's Casper
especially when it's spelt Ho. So,
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, aye. Doctor Who. It doesn't sound right, don't know. Just call him Casper, that's what. But I like the reaction from the Celtic supporters to him already. Absolutely brilliant.
I like the big man's class. What I seen against Kilmarnock, absolute class. Love his celebration. Big, powerful player. I think you're talking 25, 30 goals off him this season's under. Easy.
Yeah, all been well, John, isn't it, if he stays fit. And if he doesn't stay fit, we've also got Duran who can bang in the goals. And we saw him banging in the goals as well, John, against some top opposition in the friendlies, you know. Sporting Lisbon, teams like that, John, scoring against decent teams. But AC Milan as well was another one. But he'll get his chance, John. He'll get his chance up front. I don't know if Martin O'Neill plans to tinker about with formations to try and get the two of them playing up front. I don't know, John. I just don't know. That's the problem when you've got top quality at the club.
Aye, you've got a couple of quality strikers. We never even had a striker last season. We had Big Vinchara. He was absolutely rank run. And you had Dyson Maeda taking a shot through the middle every now and again. And Ian Actual, of course, that always came on for like 20 minutes or something. He was never good enough for a full game. So we never actually had a proper striker that could play and link up with the team for 90 minutes. We never had that last season. We've got it now. We've got two strikers there now who can bang in goals, which is something we've missed. I'd say we've missed that for a good, but I don't know how many years since Gary Hooper.
Kyogo.
Aye, Kyogo, I forgot about him. But Kyogo wasn't like, I don't think he's going to be like a Casper Ho.
No.
Sorry.
No. Two totally different forwards, aren't they? Kyogo, short stature, very fast, nippy, shutting down. Casper doesn't really have that. He's just got the holding up play, like a big Chris Sutton type player, holding the ball up, passing it on to his forwards and wingers and midfielders, and of course he knows where the net is. And I just think he's a top quality player, and I just love it with bits already.
Aye, there's something about him, isn't there? He's got something. I do like him. I think that's a good bit of business by Celtic so far anyway, what I've seen so far. First game against Dundee wasn't the best, but against Kilmarnock he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
And what about the board, John? A wee word on the board? Beginning to splash the cash now. I think that's about, I've no added it up, but it's over 20 million anyway for spent on 4 players. I think it's well over 20 million in fact. Probably near 30 million, but the board beginning to splash the cash on, getting some top quality players. And you said a couple of weeks ago the Celtic board are waiting to see what the rivals are doing and then making their move, and that's exactly what's happened, John. The rivals have more or less finished their business. I think Rangers have got one or two more to come in, but if you think like the quality they've already brought in with nothing to worry about, and the board have made their move, John, bringing in, and let's hope that Bauer and Hassan are of a similar quality level as what we've got in Duran and Casper.
Well, we'll wait and see. I've only seen the wee compilation clip. I don't normally watch them, but I didn't watch Hassan's compilation clip, but I watched Bauer just to see what it was like. He looks half decent on a compilation clip, but I would look half decent on a compilation clip as well. So you're getting 5-6 minutes of your best moments, and let's be honest, my 5 or 6 best moments weren't that good, but they look no bad on a compilation clip.
Right, okay. That's true, isn't it, actually? That's so true. Right, John, competition time. Oh dear, I'm still laughing at last night's result at Ibrox. Anyway, competition time. Dundee United against Celtic. Correct score. League table on your left hand side there. All of our regulars are there. If you want to join it, drop us a wee message into the comments. I'll add you to it. But get your guesses in, folks. Nobody got last week's guess right. Of course, it was 5-1. Nobody got that. But you know, it was a hard one to guess. When at 5-1, nobody predicted that. I think was it you, John, that said 4-0 last week?
No, I said 3-2.
Oh, did you? Right. Somebody said 4-0. That was the closest we got. But close is not good enough. It's got to be bang on. So get your guesses in, folks, for the Dundee United game on Saturday. And that brings us nicely to our predictions, John. And we'll let you go first. Dundee United against the famous Glasgow Celtic.
Right. Oh, Celtic, big lift after a fantastic performance against Kilmarnock. New blood in the door. Dundee United maybe smarting a wee bit after a heavy defeat against Hearts. As a cup game as well, they're always different, aren't they? I'm going to say 3-1 to Celtic.
Okay, John, I'll give you mine a wee second. But I just forgot to mention when we were doing the lineups earlier, John, that Alistair Johnson out injured, of course. Jota, he's going to be back in a few weeks, which is brilliant news, but he's still out injured. And of course, Liam Scales returns to the team after 2-game suspension. What was that 2-game suspension for, John? It must have been something that happened last season.
Got no idea. No idea. But
Yeah,
Big Trusty's done a good job anyway.
Yeah, I don't get it because Scalesy played in the last game of the season and then he's suspended for the first two. So I don't know. Maybe he got a yellow card in that game. I don't know. And it's a case of adding the yellow cards up and it led to a 2-match suspension. Unlucky for him, I suppose, but he is available for selection. I'm going to say, I don't want to go too high. No, I'm going to go high. 4-0 to Celtic, John. I'm going to go. I know that's a way out. And I've probably no chance of getting 3 points on the board with that one. But I'm going to say it anyway, 4-0 to Celtic, John, because I think with the players we've signed and Casper, Ho and Duran already flying at the club, I think we'll get goals on Saturday. Right, John, let's get our 1-1 predictor. I think both of us got one correct last week, so it's one each on the 1-1 predictor between ourselves. And we'll start with this week's fixtures. Starting on Saturday, we have Aberdeen against Dundee.
I'm going to go for a Dundee 1-2, 1 to Dundee.
Right, John, 2-1. I'll say 1-0 to Aberdeen. Who have we got there? These are all cup games, of course. Who is that? Oh, sorry, Dunfermline and Ross County. Can't read my own writing.
Dunfermline against Ross County. I'll say 2-0 to Ross County. John's
gone 2-0 to County. Another away win for John. I will say Dunfermline, Ross County. Yeah, Lenny, I'll go 2-0 to Lenny in that one for Dunfermline. Okay, let me try. Yeah, Celtic B are back in business, John. It's Dalbeattie versus Celtic B on Saturday also. What are you thinking about that one?
I'll 4-2 to Celtic B.
4-2. John's on 4-2. Just taking a note of these. Another away win there for John. Dalbeattie, Johnny Beattie. Celtic B to lose 2-1. 1-0, 2-1 to Dalbeattie.
Johnny Beattie, what happened to Johnny Beattie? Yeah,
I remember him. Was it Now You See It? Now You See It.
I used to watch Johnny Beattie. I used to watch River City when he was in it, I know. Used to drive me off my head with that laugh.
Check young.
No, that's
okay. Oh dear. I thought last night wasn't he? Enough laughs, so I'm getting more tonight.
He's a Catholic, him, Johnny Beattie.
Oh, is he? Right, Johnny Beattie. Now you see it, now you don't. Hearts again. That's like the old Rangers, isn't it? Now you see it, now you don't.
I have not seen them for 14 years.
Sore losers Hearts against Inverness, John. That's on Sunday, I think.
You've got to go for a sore losers, haven't you? I'll go for 3-0 to the sore losers. They run away in the bus. Don't shake players' hands. I congratulate them. And then spit vile nonsense at them after it. 3-0 to them.
3-0 to the Cowards. I'll say 2-1 to the Cowards since it's a cup game. 2-1 to the sore losers at home. Okay, moving on to the Hibernian. Classy team Hibs. Classy manager, classy fans. Decent club. Hibernian against Partick Thistle, John. The real Partick Thistle, no the Partick Thistle that showed up against the Rangers at Ibrox on Thursday night. Jagalonia. We think that one, John. Another home tie for Hibs.
Not the tribute act this time,
No, definitely not.
The real deal. The real Thistle, the real Jags.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for a 1-0 to Partick Thistle.
Oh, yeah?
Aye.
All right. I'll go 2-0 to Hibs. The old Jags away from home at Easter Road. That'll be a toughie for them. And, of course, Stenhousemuir against a decent result for Motherwell in Europe, John, the other night. Against HJK, was it? HJK Helsinki, 2-0 win. Very decent result for them, actually. They're still playing quite good football. But they're playing Stenhousemuir and Stenhousemuir, John, what are you thinking?
If I've went for all away wins so far.
Yeah, you have.
I'm going to stick with a clean sweep of away wins. I'm going to go for 4-0 to Motherwell.
4-0. European hangover, I'll say 2-1 to Motherwell in that one. We'll get over the line. Sorry, I wrote that the wrong way about there. Okay, last of all, the Rangers, the tribute act, as you called them, John.
No, Jagiellonia are a tribute act to Partick Thistle. Rangers are, no Rangers are Sefco.
They are.
2012.
That was 2 tribute acts the other night then, wasn't it?
It certainly was, aye. So, the Sefco's birthday on the 31st October. Anybody fancies a wee party, light some fireworks there?
No, that's the only reason we'll be able to set them off this year, I think. Fingers crossed. The Rangers against St Mirren, John at Ibrox, a nice easy one for them, but is it easy with everything that's going on? What's your prediction for that, Ian, buddy?
Oh, I don't know about easy. I'm going to go for 1 each and St Mirren to win on penalties.
So Rangers to go out for you, but the 1 each is your prediction for the 90 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to St Mirren, John. I'm going to go another defeat for them. It's highly unlikely that that'll happen, but, St Mirren are playing well. Sitting joint top with Celtic, John, you've got to remember, in that league table.
Are, aye. St Mirren are doing well, aye. I've watched them.
Yeah.
They're no bad, St Mirren, aye. So I definitely think St Mirren will knock them out. Fingers crossed anyway. I mean, I've just got a wee feeling.
Yeah, so that actually. And that's in Sunday as well, that one. Okay, that's it, John. That's us. We've done the predictor, we've done the competition, we've done the preview, we've done the news, gossip and rumours, we've done everything. Basically, we've went over everything. It's good to get back on, John, talking about Celtic too, having a wee chin wag about the famous Glasgow Celtic. Brilliant to get back on again. But, get through them all that, then we'll look ahead to the European tie, John. But have you any wee final thoughts for us, buddy?
No, really. Just the usual, isn't it? Just go out there and do the job, Celtic, get it over the line. But, it's the League Cup. We never won that last year. We would have won it if it wasn't for Nancy coming in. So, I don't know if Martin fancies the idea of going for a treble. Is it important to Martin O'Neill? But winning every game Celtic playing is important to the fans. The fans want to see Celtic winning every game. The league's a big one. But it's always good to get that League Cup into it, get it over the line. It's the first trophy of the season. Gives you that bit of confidence to go in and do well for the rest of the season. But I think Celtic will do it. I think we'll get this one over the line. If not, just move on and say good luck to Dundee United if they get it over the line, whatever. But we're not thinking about that. We want Celtic to get it over the line. And can only say good luck to Celtic and good luck to St Mirren. And whoever Hearts are playing, who was it they were playing again?
It's an easy one at home for them, wasn't it, against Inverness Cali. So
Inverness.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to the Cali as well.
Yeah, that's it. And then, of course, when we went to Wednesday Lask in Europe, we'll go into that obviously on Tuesday night in full detail. But that's when the serious stuff begins for us, John.
Aye. It's all serious, isn't it, when it comes to Celtic and competitive action? It's all serious. This game tomorrow night, get that out of the way first. Happy times, we move on to Wednesday. Well, hopefully by Wednesday we've maybe got another player in the door. Wait and see. We're looking at another right back hopefully right now. That's desperately needed with Alistair being out for probably a couple of months. So we'll get this game out of the way. We'll enjoy it. Look forward to it. Xander always looking forward to the Celtic games. I bring it on, and then we'll look forward to Sunday if we get this one over the line.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for that, John. Thank you for summing that up. Massive thank you to everybody that views and listens. Massive thank you to every one of you that likes and leaves comments, all that kind of stuff that interacts with our channel, which is flying just now. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you all on Tuesday night. Hail for now. Thanks, John. See you later, buddy.
Catch you later, Xander. Hail.
Hail, buddy.